Yo, what is up everyone, Z-Karma here, and welcome back to another Borderlands 3 video. Today, I bring you guys all of the new Mayhem 6 and above exclusive weapons. There are 8 total in this video. I will show you where to find them along with the small description and gameplay. So before we get into it, if you guys found this video informative or helpful in some way, a like rating is always appreciated, and if you want to subscribe for more content like this, that would be awesome as well. So starting off with this list, we have the Reflux. This is my favorite weapon out of the bunch, and it drops from Genevieve at the Voracious Canopy on Eden 6. This weapon is what I like to call the Corrosive Brainstormer. It basically does the same thing as a Brainstormer, but in corrosive damage. And it also sometimes does those lightning chains that the Brainstormer is so famous for. So I guess you should say that this is going to replace your Brainstormer in case you use it, because this one's going to shred it through shield, armor, and health. Moving on, we have the Plague Bearer. This is a launcher that drops from the Warden at the Anvil on Eden 6. This gun is absolutely amazing, one of the best launchers in the game. So what it is basically a combination of the lob and the scourge. It shoots a lob and then has projectiles spinning around the lob, and they track enemies as they go by them. You can also shoot it on the ground and it'll do the same effect. Next up, we have another launcher, and this time it is the Backburner. You can find this weapon by farming Agonizer 9000 at the Guts of Carnivora on Pandora. This launcher is fairly underpowered on Mayhem 10. I wasn't using any splash damage build though, but even so, it should at least do a better job. Wouldn't recommend you farm for this just yet, but in case you want to, that's where you get it. Next up, we have the Sandhawk. You can find this by farming Katagawa Jr. at the Atlas HQ on Promethea. This weapon is incredibly powerful, makes Mayhem 10 feel extremely easy as well. The only problem is that ammo consumption on it is not the best. So an ammo regen build will be ideal for a mobbing situation, but for bossing though, it absolutely shreds. Moving on to the Cowson. This SMG can drop from Captain Trant at Athenas. This weapon is like a boomer, so basically whenever you shoot projectiles they explode, but they don't explode on impact. They create stickies and will explode upon reload. As you can see by the gameplay, it does a really good job on Mayhem 10, even against some badass enemies. If you played Mayhem 10, you know how tanky the enemies are, so just to see how well this gun is performing is actually pretty cool. Next up, we have the Multitab. This Atlas pistol can be farmed from Katagawa Ball at Skywell 27 on Promethea. It is the worst Mayhem 10 exclusive weapon that there is. Does absolutely no damage. It almost feels like an April Fool's joke. So the gimmick of this weapon is that you can throw a tracking projectile that will scan a specific area. And when you shoot the smart bullets, they're going to seek out enemies within that area. It does a really bad job on Mayhem 10 as you can see, so don't even bother with this one. Next up, we have the DNA. This drops from General Trant at Desolation's Edge on Necrotafeo. This is basically the Cutsman's little brother going through a phase. It shoots like a Cutsman, but the projectiles don't split as much. So technically, it should be a better option for mobbing, but the problem is that the projectiles are all random elements. So in theory, that sounds very cool because you now have a Cutsman that shoots random elements, but the problem is that first of all, it's not as powerful as a Cutsman, and second, you have no control over the elements that are shot. So Mayhem 10 can get very annoying. Cool weapon, farm it if you want, but it's not going to do anything without a good anointed. And finally, we have the Monarch. This weapon drops from Kilovolt at Electricity on Promethea. This is the new Dictator. A little less powerful than the Dictator, but way more convenient. For starters, the spread when using bipod mode is non-existent, so it's great for single target enemies. I would say that it is the better option of the two, at least in my opinion, but it's still too early to tell. The variant I got shoots 4 shots in normal mode and 8 shots in bipod mode. This weapon can put in some serious damage on Mayhem 10. Ignore the part where I have trouble with armor. Kinetic damage is weak against armor, so I should have thought that one through. And on that note, we have arrived at the end of the video. If you enjoyed this or found it helpful in some way, a like rating is always appreciated. And if you want to subscribe for more Borderlands 3 content, that'll be awesome as well. Hope you all have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.